And speaking of the governor, there was anger today from her about anyone who praises the accused killer of the CEO of the giant healthcare company. There is no celebration, she said, of the loss of human life. That's what she told me in an interview this morning. Well, certainly the 26-year-old accused killer isn't being praised in the criminal justice system, both state and federal. If convicted, he could spend at least the rest of his life in prison. Eyewitness News reporter Janice Yu, live in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, with the latest on his legal situation today. Janice.
Hi there, Bill. Luigi Mangione, his trial is expected to get underway. His state trial will come first, and then we're told his federal trial will go. And we now know he will be in state court on Monday for his arraignment. Now, his attorney says all of this, the charges, the federal and state case, all of that is highly unusual. She says in her years as an attorney, she's never seen this before. But we had a chance to talk to retired NYPD former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce, and he says both the state and the federal cases have some strong elements. Accused killer Luigi Mangione made his way to Manhattan after allegedly gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson about 2 weeks ago. He landed at the Wall Street heliport to an entourage of law enforcement and city leaders. An arrival of this nature, according to retired NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce, isn't unheard of.
We've taken people on airplanes and helicopters before. It's not unusual. But it's all about security at this point. You don't want to put them on a road where people are going to be stopping there.
Mangione's case will now play out in federal court for his stalking and murder charges, and state court for first-degree murder as an act of terrorism and second-degree murder. During the 26-year-old's federal court appearance on Thursday, his attorney, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, said they were blindsided by the federal charges and said that her client's situation was very unusual. Boyce says both sets of prosecutors have strong cases thanks to the items found with Mangione, which indicated planning and his intent to, quote, whack the CEO of an insurance company at its investor conference.
He landed out. He crossed state lines coming into New York from Baltimore, carrying a gun, and stalked him for 10 days. So there lies the terror aspect of it. You can certainly, what Mr. Bragg said about sow the seed of terror, you can certainly derive that from his writings, from his manifesto and his spiral book writings there. So Mr. Mangione did this to himself by carrying that around, and the weapon.
Well, Mangione remains here behind me at a federal jail. Now, he is eligible for the death penalty because of those federal charges. And as for those state charges, the maximum penalty for his charges of first and second degree murder could be life in prison without the possibility of parole. Live in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, Janice Yu, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.